How's it going, everybody? RyeSquad here today, and we are back with your Colorado Rockies franchise mode here in season number 2. And what a fun offseason that was. I just was editing it this morning and just had such a fun time just rewatching it. So I hope you guys are enjoying the series as much as I am. And you know, we're just going to start off by, speaking about that last episode. Ben Langston is the #1 prospect in all of baseball. And we got him for Jurickson Profar. Oh my God, Detroit. Oh my God. But then there's Junior Caminero here, who is at 18. We also have Zach Veen at 22, Isaiah Cole at 27, Roger Villafuente at 32, and Clifford Murdoch at 46. So, Murdoch's going to make his MLB debut, and Ben Langston is obviously going to start in the majors this year at 18 years old. He's got the potential to just be one hell of a player, just ridiculously good. So I think he will DH. I'll see what Ron Washington, our manager, decides to do with him. But guys, the future's looking pretty bright. We got another season to maybe shake off the poor drafting in the last one. I hopefully can bounce back with my drafts and get some of these guys a little bit better. Houston, congratulations on the first overall pick. Hopefully he turns out to be an absolute bust. We have the 6th pick, just a reminder, and I'm kind of hoping that we are at least in contention down the stretch, so we can maybe get a little bit of gameplay in towards the end of this episode. If there's an important game for the wild card race, or who knows what's going to happen. But the Giants have Shohei. The Dodgers, they went out and just got it. Blake Snell. That's right. They added Blake Snell to their already ridiculous pitching staff. I mean, just look at their pitching staff versus ours. Lucas Giolito, Jack Flaherty, Chris Flexen, German Marquez, and Clifford Murdoch versus Clayton Kershaw, Walker Buehler, Tony Gonsolin, Blake Snell, and Dustin May. Dustin May, man, a potential righty. Yeah, they've got a ridiculous rotation. And I don't even want to talk about the Giants and Padres. Hopefully we can beat the Diamondbacks out this season. But as far as contract extensions are concerned, Elias Diaz, we don't really have another option at catcher, and he was really good last season. A WAR of 3.1, runs created of 75 at my catcher spot. He does want a lot of years. I'd be willing to give him 1 or 2 years instead. Obviously, Andrew McCutchen's only here for 1 year while we let Zach Veen continue to grow in the minor leagues. Tyler Matzek, I got to see him pitch before I can say anything there. Chris Flexen, if he has another year like he did last year, he's getting a contract extension. German Marquez, I can probably move on from him and not really lose too much sleep over it. And then the final one that we'll talk about here is Jonathan Daza as a bench bat. In the outfield, he may take Andrew McCutchen's. Well, he'll stay there, and then when Veen takes McCutchen's spot, we'll be good to go for that. So I think we'll probably plan on giving him a contract extension. He doesn't really want too much money. I would give him, a 2 or 3 year deal at 1.1. He's fine, and if I had to send him down to the minors or trade him for, just an average minor leaguer, I think that would be totally fine. But we are going to get some simulation started here, and hopefully the first month can be good to us. All right, guys, we're here before opening day to look at the roster and the lineups, what is going to go down this season. And we got Ben Langston, the #1 prospect in baseball. He's going to make his debut. He's making the opening day roster, and he's going to bat leadoff for us is what they have him doing right now. 74 contact, 78 power, and 60 vision. That's pretty darn good. Chris Bryant here, 79 contact, 56 power, 67 vision. So they're both pretty good with the contact. Same thing with Randall Grichuk here. And then we got power when it comes to Joey Gallo. Elias Diaz then with 91 contact and maybe clean up if Joey Gallo doesn't do something. Nolan Jones continues to be a good hitter. Same thing with Ryan McMahon. The vision for these two guys like to see a little bit higher. Brendan Rodgers, great against lefties, not so much against righties, but that's okay. He's still got 69 contact and 76 vision. And I think the clutch, would technically pull up the contact against righties. And then finally, batting at 9, we've got Ezequiel Tovar. He's not the greatest hitter, but that 86 clutch should hopefully, it's going to boost his contact against both righties and lefties to a significant margin. So if we get runners on, Ezequiel Tovar might be the guy that we want to clean them up. Then taking a look at not our lineups, at our pitching rotation, we got Giolito, Flaherty, Flexen, Marquez, and Murdoch. In the bullpen, we got Senzatella, getting the long reliever job, Chris Stratton, Tyler Kinley, and Brent Sutter. getting the middle reliever spots. Maztek and Hand are the setup men, and Justin Lawrence is our closer. That may change as the season goes on. Tyler Matzek, though, hopefully, will be a really, really good setup man. We claimed him in the Rule 5 draft. We can't waive him, but there you guys can see we're 24th ranked, 2nd in contact, 16th in defense, 17th in power. The pitching improving to 24th, and speed near the bottom, but that's okay. I'm not too worried. Speed's a luxury at this point for what kind of team we are. But as far as for when we'll be back, we'll probably come back at the beginning of May like we did last time, and then to the draft in 100 days from now. But hopefully, this first month, we've got some games against Air. Wow, we got a lot of divisional games. And then we play, so no AL, no cross league series at all here. And honestly, it looks like a pretty decent first month, seeing how St. Louis, Miami, we'll see what Pittsburgh's been doing. But hey, with all the shuffling that's been going on, I don't really know who I should be expecting to have a tough battle up against. But we got 8 games against San Francisco. Plenty of opportunities to see Shohei. Let's see how we do in those games. Well, guys, this is not an update I expected to show you, but here we are at the end of April, start of May, at first place in the NL West. Now, I'm going to say that this is not going to last. However, 18-14 is still pretty darn good, and we're stacking up wins now. Get them while you can. I mean, the runs scored is great. It is the runs against, and the Dodgers, like I said, with that starting pitching rotation, yeah, that makes sense why their runs against is so low. Our runs against, though, is right there with the Giants, who are not having a great start to the season, and it's right there with the Padres as well. So lower than the Diamondbacks. That was my goal, was to be better than the Diamondbacks. And right now, as far as wild card is concerned, there's a lot of teams vying for it. The Marlins, Rockies, or Dodgers, whichever one of us don't end up taking the division as it stands. And then the Mets and Phillies. And then the Giants are a game and a half out. I mean, the Giants are kind of the next team to watch out for, and they're 2.5 back of us. So honestly, taking a look right now, our average is 271, which is up there with the Dodgers as one of the best. Our slugging is up there. It's behind the Dodgers and Giants. Our on-base percentage is behind everybody but the Diamondbacks. And our fielding is up there, right? And then the ERA at 4.22. I mean, the Dodgers ERA is 2.79. That's crazy. So early season, yes. But I just want to see Villafuente struggled. Okay. Isaiah Cole tore it up in April in Double-A. I love to see that. Cole Tucker, Connor Siebold, Carson Palmquist. Okay, so starting pitcher-wise, they said that Roger Villafuente did not have a good time there in Triple-A, so you know what? We're going to move him down to Double-A. Hopefully let him develop there. We're going to call up Ryan Rolson then to Triple-A. There we go, all set there. These guys should be in Triple-A. I don't know why why Noah Davis is in Triple-A and not like Double-A. And why, Andre Cuesta is not in Double-A as well. I will send him down, Noah Davis, to Class A. I just quickly want to check out the youngsters. Villafuente I sent down. Connor Siebold, we will move to Triple-A then, and we should be all set. I don't really feel like changing things around. And if the Double-A squad is raking and destroying, then I'm all for it. Ruzinki, I think it was. I forgot how I said his name. He's actually hot. That's good to see. Speaking of good things to see, Elias Diaz is hot. Okay, John Cannon so far is 0-1, but with 10 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 0.9 ERA. So that's what you want to see. Clifford Murdoch, yikes. 8.04 ERA, and I don't know how many starts. 6 starts. Holy mackerel, that's bad. We've got Roger Villafuente to look out for. I just sent him down to Double-A, and it cleared his stats on me. And then there is Luke Girard here, who's pitching okay in Double-A. So he was one of our draft picks last year. Good to see that. Sean Rivas, who I signed, has pitched 3 innings, 3 strikeouts, 6.0 ERA. It's early yet. Drew Romo in 68 at-bats, 279, and a home run. Okay, I'll take that. Ben Langston, 114 at-bats, batting 289. He's up to an 80 overall. The power against lefties is growing. -1 in the contact and power against lefties and righties, but this guy is already up to an 80. Ooh, I'm excited. And then Anthony Francisco, 259. He's hot, though, right now, so we'll hopefully see that continue to grow. Toglia is not a guy that I'm really too keen on watching for the future. Brendan Rodgers is doing well. Junior Caminero, not the greatest. Okay, batting 235. Let's move him to Double-A and just kind of see if we can. Isaiah Cole was raking, right? we would need to send somebody up to Adel Amador. No, Eddie Diaz. I'm going to move you to AA, which is going to allow me to move. I don't want to move Amador. I'll figure it out. Juan Guerrero. There you go. You can go into AAA. There we go. All right. So Amador, 254 and 71 at bats. That's not too bad. Wow, Ryan McMahon is crushing it in his early season so far. So is Isaiah Cole, like I said. Take a look at shortstop. We looked at Amador. He's doing okay. Joey Gallo, 4 home runs and 92 at-bats. That's not too bad. 283 batting average, though. I'll take that, absolutely. Already a 1.1 WAR and 17 runs created, 23 at-bats per home run, so we'd like to see that pop up a bit, considering, you know, he had 14 at-bats per home run. That was kind of, I mean, it's not really an anomaly. He seems to do this every other season type of thing. His strikeout percentage is way down, though. I mean, like, way down. So that's actually pretty good. Daza's hot. Okay. Benny Montgomery, 226. That's okay. We will send him down to AA then. AA. There we go. AA's got too many players in it. I'll fix that here in a second. It's, Zach Veen. Zach Veen's batting 208, but he's hot. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. Yikes. He's dropping off. I want to move him down to AA. Yanquiel Fernandez, I'll keep him in AA. Delcati will go to AAA. And then we need to worry about the single A roster, but I'll do that here in a second, guys. Honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with how things are going. I really don't have too many complaints. All right, well, I feel like this is a fair screen to come back for. We're like just a couple days away from the draft, and the Cleveland Guardians have made another blockbuster trade, this time trading 28-year-old Shane Bieber and 23-year-old George Valera for Zach Gallen, who is 28 and 92. So it's a straight upgrade. And the Diamondbacks are going to get weaker from this, sort of. And then George Valera, we'll have to see what he is as far as his rating is concerned, like his potential. But this sounds like them taking Zach Gallen and splitting him into multiple assets. A great starting pitcher in Shane Bieber and a potential upside swing on George Valera. And the Royals are interested in offering me a trade. They want to give me Adam Duvall in the outfield, who's down to a 68, for Chris Bryant. Now, I did put Chris Bryant on the block just because I wanted to see what teams are offering. And really what all they're offering here is just like high 60s, a bunch of backup catchers. You guys can see I'm looking for starting pitching, closing pitching, catchers, center fielders, and shortstops. But I am going to decline that trade. But we do have 3 days. We do need to head to the roster of the Diamondbacks here. And yep, there's the trade. I'm going to ignore the rest of that roster here. Villafuente, he's not pitching well. It's probably that Ks per 9 being so horrifically low. Isaiah Cole, though, continues to rake. Love to see that. Anthony Francisco continues to rake. Beautiful. Quezada and Seabold. Connor Seabold has been like pitching well, really, really well, which is kind of a surprise to me. Anyway, it's nice to see Clifford Murdoch be hot and be up in overall. I mean, he's got that low Ks or hits per 9, excuse me. That's what I meant about Villafuente too, was that incredibly low hits per 9. And his Ks per 9 isn't much better, but bad clutch and bad hits per 9 is not a good recipe to keep the ERA down, although it is at 3.25. I don't know why they keep telling me he's having such a rough month, and he may, but it seems like months where he doesn't have a rough month, it's great. So I guess we'll just figure it out from there. But you guys can see Ben Langston already up to an 82 at 18 still. Oh my goodness. There's no drop off whatsoever except for stealing and base running aggressiveness, but meh. At the end of the day, I'm not really concerned about that. I am concerned Ezekiel Tovar is cold, but he is up to an 80. I do like that at just 22. He's up to an 80. The bat's coming around a little bit more power, vision, clutch. Still a great fielder, so I'm pretty happy with that. Joey Gallo, 17 home runs at this point. But one thing I did want to check is the Diamondbacks roster in that center fielder they traded for. What is he? George Valera is 23, 72 with B potential. And they have now, obviously, Shane Bieber to headline their rotation, which I think is fine. I think it's good for them, I guess. And then the Cleveland Guardians roster is going to look stupidly stacked. There's Ali De La Cruz, Clase, Gallen, Ramirez, Tristan McKenna. Oh my God, they're their starting rotation's incredible right now, and they're so young too. Their team poised for the future. This Guardians team is pretty wild. But we are here ready to go for the draft. And oh yeah, by the way, I didn't even mention that, you know, with this little recent stretch of these 3 wins here, we've pulled ourselves back to within half a game of the Dodgers and a half a game ahead of the Giants. The Padres can't figure out how to get out of first gear, guys. It's sort of like in real life. All this talent and they can't do anything. They probably want a better starting number 1. I think I found their problem, guys. Their pitching looks like ours. Their hitting looks a lot better than ours with Fernando Tatis, Juan Soto, Cody Bellinger, Manny Machado, Ha-Seong Kim, Xander Bogaerts. I mean, the team has got plenty of names, but clearly they're not doing it on the field when it matters most. The Diamondbacks and them are both 3-7 in their last 10. We're 9-1. So there was a point where I was like, okay, we're fading back to where we should be, you know, just on the fringes. But guys, we're doing so well. Our batting average is the 2nd best in the division. Our slugging is 3rd best in the division, which is it's fair, right? Because we have contact, not power. Our on-base percentage is not great. Our fielding percentage is fine. And then our ERA is a 4.04, which, you know, is closer to where everybody else is. So at this point in the season, we can start to draw some conclusions about how these players are playing. Giolito's pitching great. Jones is batting 284 with 14 home runs. Gallo's batting 272 with 17 home runs. And I asked him to get that at-bats per home run up, and it actually is improved on last season. He's got 48 runs created already, 2.2 WAR. Phenomenal signing there. Brendan Rodgers here continues to just be like just a guy that can do it all for us. Batting 288, 15 home runs. He probably will end up hitting that 83 overall, so or that A potential, at least get closer to it. So I'm a little bit worried that I only gave him a 3-year deal, but hey, it was safe. Chris Bryant is dropping off, but despite that, batting 240, which isn't great. OPS of 714, a negative WAR here, and a runs created of 40. It's one of those things that it's probably time for me to just take one of those average backup catcher, you know, offers that they've been giving me, because Brian Serven is not it at the backup catcher position. If we can find somebody who's maybe a great fielder like him, I'd be fine with making that move. But Drew Romo looks like he's going to be somebody we should keep our eye on. Absolutely, switch hitting catcher. I will take that. Anthony Francisco, batting 277 with 13 home runs. Love to see that. Obviously, Ben Langston absolutely killing it with 45 RBIs. Wow, Francisco's got a lot of RBIs. Is the clutch not that much better? Okay, interesting. Brendan Rodgers, yeah, we really don't have any second. We should sign some of those. Junior Caminero has batting 244, and Isaiah Cole's batting 302. This guy's batting 302 and 245 at bats. I absolutely love to see that. Just getting hits, continuing to grow. Really love that. Junior Caminero, I think, you know what? I may edit him real quick and make him a second baseman. Because he can play second, right? Nope, that's Joey Gallo. I wanted to go to Junior Caminero. He can't. Yeah, see, second is one of his alternative positions, and I think I'll put him there. Primary position, I'll make second. You accept changes. So that way we have a second baseman in the pipeline, and maybe he can get some more at-bats, because he only got 201 because he's probably splitting time with Isaiah Cole. So I want to see him get more at-bats there. He does move up to a 71. That fielding is ridiculously good, though. But Isaiah Cole can't play anywhere but third. So Junior Caminero could even be like probably a shortstop prospect to look out for. But we do have Adel Amador, as I accidentally hit the B button. Third baseman, Adel. Can you play? He can play second. Amador, I think I'm going to edit him, make him a second baseman. Okay, hold on. Second baseman, and then make Junior Caminero shortstop. I mean, he can't play it, but there's no better time. I mean, maybe we'll spark something in him. Right? Actually, he can play it. What am I saying? It's one of his alternative positions there. Anyway, taking a look at the outfield, everybody's hot. Oh boy, I love to see that. Joey Gallo, Sean Bouchard, and Juan Guerrero. Randall Grichuk is cold. Probably not going to repeat as our all-star. Yikes. Yeah, no, definitely not the same guy he was last year for the all-star appearance. He is dropping off too. With that B potential, I would have assumed he would continue to hold on to it. Zach Veen is hot, not grown any bit as far as his overall is concerned. McCutcheon's now down to a 75. So he is getting a little bit worse, but he's still doing a good job for us, you know? Coming off the bench, he's got a positive WAR. I'm absolutely fine with that. Nolan Jones continues to be really good. I absolutely have no complaints about him. And I'm happy with our roster. I'm happy with the way things have gone, and I'm really, really happy with how our scouting has turned out. A loss there to Milwaukee, that's okay. We beat Houston, which is big. Hopefully we can justify them having the #1 overall pick here. Taking a look at the standings really quickly. We're still half a game back of San Francisco? Since when did the Giants jump up there? I thought it was the Dodgers. Okay. The Giants must have won their last couple. They were right behind us anyway. They were half a game behind us. So it's jumbled here at the top of the NL West. And a loss there to Houston, but that's okay. We've got the first year player draft coming up. And guys, there are quite a few options this year. I'm really, really happy with what our scouts gave us and what we could potentially walk away in this draft from. So let's go ahead and get the draft underway. I'm not going to bother pinning players to my draft queue. And the Houston Astros are on the clock. And here we go. They're jumping up from 16 to 1. What are they going to get? Who are they going to get? Who is it? Who is it? Oh, come on. Tell me it's somebody that's really, really terrible. It is Bernardo Gutierrez. We ranked him second best player in the draft. The right fielder. We have him scouted at 61 to 73, potential 82 to 94. MLB ranked him as 3. Our scouts ranked him as 2. Switch hitter, pretty solid player. We'll see what he actually turns out to be, but he could be pretty darn good. I don't think he's the best player in this draft, though. Up at number 2, the Washington Nationals, who picked here not too long ago, are going to select Carlton Griffin, our 5th rated player. Really bags of potential. Overall on the lower side, so a guy that maybe won't help them immediately, but in the future they could have a gem. 6.1 million of a bonus demand too, but we ranked him as our 5th best player, and the MLB's 6th best player. All right, this is getting intriguing. I haven't seen our #1 guy go off the board yet. Will he go to Oakland? What a beard, first of all. Nino de Jesus. High overall, but the potential doesn't look like it's there. It doesn't look like he's going to be a guy that's like a potential. He's going to be a great player, but is he going to be an all-star franchise player? I don't know. We ranked him as 9 and MLB had him as 5. The overall is high though. He is already 21. But just 2 picks between us and our first round draft pick. Our #1 overall player here is Charlie Morales. He's got 85 to 97 potential. Pablo Hinojosa. Hinojosa. Wow, I'm glad I didn't have to take him. And Barney Lima goes. So our #1 overall player is still on the board, 85 to 97 potential. And guys, the last time I went against our scouts, it did not go well for me. William Kinder here looks really good. The potential not nearly as good as Charlie Morales's, but his overall is a little bit higher. Is he a little bit older? He's 21. Yeah, I mean, there's Kimball here at right field. 78. I mean, 85 baseline potential is what our scouts are saying. We have him ranked as the #1 player in this draft class. The overall, maybe high 50s, but I think he's one of those guys that could jump up and quickly. Should he have that 97 potential, right? Joe Kimball here, I haven't scouted him enough to know. He looks like he's going to be a great fielder. But the hitting here on Charlie Morales, I mean, he can play right field, first baseman. The contact is crazy of the future. Power is going to be great. Vision discipline going to be all right. And fielding, obviously not the best. I don't want to go with Bernardo Gonzalez here. He looks pretty good. Just the overall is a little low for me. If he can get it, oh man, if he is in that 60s range. Oh man. And then we have some guys that I didn't scout just because they're at positions that I don't really want to draft with the 6th overall pick. Another third baseman, but then we got a couple relief pitchers, closing pitchers, a left fielder here who does look pretty good in Tyler Wagner. But we are going to just trust our scouts. I'm not going to go against our scouts. Charlie Morales, the #1 rated player by the Colorado Rockies, 7th overall by the MLB draft rank. He's 19, 56 to 68, 85 to 97. I hope that he's got that 97 potential, and 68 overall. We could have ourselves another stud. And I'd love to have a problem of having too many good players. But our next pick here is in the competitive balance round. We are going to get ourselves a pick at 34 there, so that's really good. We're going to get another good player. Scott Pryor goes next. We'll simulate to our pick. Joe Kimball goes to St. Louis. Okay, William Kinder goes to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Of course he does. All right, and now players that we have scouted. This center fielder is 73 to 89. We have him ranked as 19th. 73 to 89 is not the greatest. We have 76 to 86 starting pitcher here. I mean, this is a guy that could end up being, he's a lefty. Oh, man, if he's got 86 potential and his overall is 74, 75, this guy we could see soon, and, you know, I'd love to have that. He looks really well-rounded. Taking a look at the team rank top 100. I don't want to go with any of these relief pitchers. William Boone might have the higher potential. I really like the idea of Giancarlo Madrid here. A guy with a good overall. He's a lefty, which we don't have very many of. Colin Monicelli is injured, which I don't want to take, and we're kind of reaching here if I keep going down too far. So you know what I think we're going to do? We're going to go with starting pitchers here. Giancarlo Madrid, 2.2. I got to keep in mind that our other guy was 6.3, so that's about, what, 8.5? We still would have 4-ish million, and we have another pick coming up really closely here. So I think I am going to take Giancarlo Madrid. Hopefully he's closer to that overall. A lefty pitcher, high overall, good. It's good. It's solid potential. I can't be upset by that. Giancarlo Madrid, our 25th ranked prospect. We're getting him here at 34. MLB ranked him at 35. We've broken him down enough. All right, moving on to our next pick. Who went? Raider, Fuentes, Marcus, Angeles, Pedro Guerrero, and Clint Petit. And we could take Giancarlo. Can we get, like, just scouted players? Yeah, William Boone is still on the board. William Boone opted out of his doctor's exam. Ooh, do we want to trust that? I mean, he's a center fielder with potentially 89. Isaac Erdman. He's got a really low overall. That's the thing about him. You know what? I think I'm going to trust our scouts again. I will take William Boone here. He's our 19th ranked player, 36th by MLB. Switch hitter. I mean, he's got great contact. He's going to be a great fielder. All right, we'll do it. William Boone, center fielder. Yikes. That's what, another 2.2. So we're now dealing with like less than 2 million, I believe. I think they do allocate your money each year based on where your picks are. So it's not like they're going to screw us that way. Colin Monicelli, he is injured, though. I probably will pass on him and maybe take Drew Valley over him simply because he is healthy. He got a clean bill of health from the doctors. Potential 77 to 89 here in the outfield, the right fielder. Not a great hitter, though. Never going to be a great hitter. And that's something that I kind of want to avoid going with. We don't have a lot of scouted players left. I'll go with Drew Valley. Looks like he's going to be a solid pitcher. I'm happy with that. 18-year-old. If he's 70 overall, that would be crazy. But we'll take ourselves another starting pitcher. Love the glove, too. Absolutely fire. We'll go with our next pick at round 4, pick 109. Our scouted players are starting to dwindle a little bit. The only top 100 player left is Cole Lau. He's healthy. He's 19. He's another lefty bat. Potential anywhere in the freaking bucket. We'll just take a look at all players. We have him ranked at 83, right? I'm gonna trust our scouts. He's ranked at 83 by our scouts, our last top 100 rated player for either the MLB or our scouts. So, you know, we only have him scouted 20%, but why not? I'll throw him in there. Our next pick here in the 5th round is pick number 139. Only one more after this one. Phil Askew. I kind of like Phil Askew, the lefty bat from the catcher, 66 to 91. These guys are rated very closely. It's Nick Frederick might have lower potential, but a higher overall, much higher overall. But I don't need any of these guys right away. I don't think. 85 to 99, Chris Cairo. If he's still there at 169, I'll take him. I don't think I'm going to pass up on one of these 18-year-old catchers right now. The bonus demand, the bonus demand is kind of a tell for how good they are. So I'm going to go ahead and draft Phil Askew here. I think it might. We'll see if it's a tell. Phil Askew, and then Nick Frederick is there as well, so we can take them both. I don't see that guy that was 85 to 99 potential range. I don't see any of those guys left. We do have a 65 to 99 catcher here, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say he's probably not that good. We've got Mike Meredith, who we know is garbage, but we will take Nick Frederick. We'll take the other catcher as well, and we'll see who's better, Nick Frederick, or Phil Askew. So I feel like it's gonna be Phil Askew just because of his bonus demand. But we may get a steal here in Nick Frederick. So maybe, is it a tell? I don't know. We'll figure it out, but we'll sim to our next pick. And there we go. That is our draft class. So just to remind you guys, in the first round, we took Charlie Morales. We'd got a competitive balance round A, Giancarlo Madrid. Followed it up with William Boone. We didn't get a compensatory pick. Or a competitive balance pick in B. Then we took Drew Valley, Cole Lau, Phil Askew, and Nick Frederick. Hopefully we have a much better draft than last season. So far, the season's better. So hopefully that's a good sign. All right, guys, jumping back in because I'm going to make a trade. It is going to be for Ian Anderson here, this right-handed pitcher, 25. He's on the trade block from Atlanta. And he's played, he started 14 games. He's got an ERA of 3.86. So in those 14 games, he's got a quality start of 6. He's only 25 and he's got that A potential. The ERC is improved year over year. The FIP, not quite as good, but the Ks per 9 is up. Home runs per 9 is also up, but he's just a player that I feel like would slot in to our starting rotation just fine. And it is going to be for Chris Bryant as part of the deal, as well as German Marquez and Antonio Senzatella. I think I may just give them Senzatella and keep German Marquez because he is on the last year of his deal. But I guess if I trade him, I don't have to give up somebody else. Kyle Freeland's on a terrible, actually, that's on a much worse contract. Freeland is pitching in the minors for us right now. Yeah, that contract is also awful. So you know what? Ian Anderson's going to come in. Senzatella's in the majors. Kyle Freeland's in the minors. And I'll just have to call up one player. I don't know if it's Anthony Francisco's time to come up. Or, maybe we call up Isaiah Cole after he's been hot. Junior Caminero is growing up to a 72. So maybe he's the guy that comes up. I wonder if I can throw in, can I just throw in some, they want more. When do they not want more? I could get a relief pitcher there. How about Cesar Hernandez? Tyler Naquin? Nope. Man, they really don't want to give up anybody, huh? They don't want to give up Kirkpatrick. Are you kidding me? Joe Adele? Oh my God, he's got C potential. Oh, that poor guy. He used to have A potential. I don't really want to. Wow, that's kind of crazy. All right, so they designated Ty Bloch for assignment. And they still don't want to give him to us. Okay. Man, they are pretty stingy about this. But anyway, we are not going to do that, I guess. I guess we could get a relief pitcher, but it's not worth it. This will clear up so much budget for the future. 10 million, 12 million, and 26 million. Our budget's going to increase by 18 million, but next season is the big one where this trade is going to help us out a ton. Senzatella is making 10 million for, he's stealing his paycheck. Kyle Freeland's in the minors making 12. And then Chris Bryant, I did the math. He's on pace to have a worse season. You don't really need to do any kind of projections or math to figure out that he's going to have a worse season than he did last year. He is rounding into form. He's getting hot. But is he going to continue to drop off and he's not going to justify that $26 million he's got coming. And Ian Anderson is worth taking a shot on here. 76 A potential and only 25. So he's got a few more years to grow into the low 80s maybe. So I'll take the punt on it. Clear a ton of cap. You're welcome, Atlanta. There we go. It's a good deal to them. And now I do need to bring in somebody else. Maybe I'll take a look at the trade block. If not, you guys will just catch up when we see our prospects. So I have constructed a trade here for Josh Rojas. We're trading within the division, which I don't love, but Josh Rojas here is another one of those guys that can play anywhere in the infield except for first, and we've got guys that can play first. He can play in the outfield. He's B potential, 75, 29. Fits what we're doing here with all the contact and the vision and the discipline. A solid enough fielder, and all it's going to cost us is relief pitcher Jake Bird, the bottom of the barrel Noah Davis, and then a catcher Daniel Cope here, where we probably have just a few too many catchers. Yeah, and I'm fine with this trade. Our budget is pretty much unaffected by this trade. So Josh Rojas, welcome to the Colorado Rockies. So here's a trade I did not expect to make, but the AI called me with it, and I think I'm going to accept it. They want Andrew McCutchen, who really was just, Just a stopgap until we could call up Zach Veen. But Zach Veen's now a 72, growing. Andrew McCutchen obviously declining, not that badly, but they're going to offer us Chris Foley here. Lefty, B potential, only 18. So a guy that, you know, for the future, we just need to get those dart throws, those young up and coming players where we can hopefully hit on some of these guys. If Chris Foley, you know, in 2 years is ready to go, Andrew McCutchen, it's not a guy that I'm really all that upset about losing this season. We've got options to replace him. Probably Zach Veen gets his call up if McCutchen, when I pull the trigger with this trade, and Yanquiel Fernandez can then get all the at bats, and that'll be good for, I think, both of them. So we are going to do this. We're going to turn Andrew McCutchen into a really, really good prospect here. I'm fine with this trade, and we're going to accept it. And we're pretty much at the deadline anyway. I've signed all of our draft picks. So now, hold on. Now that we have 25, I have to go to the right fielders, Zach Veen, and add him to the 40-man. Yes, please. And then move him to the majors. Yes, please. Congratulations, Zach Veen, on making your MLB call-up. I don't know when his MLB debut is, but there we go, guys. We're now 6.5 back of the Dodgers in a spot where I kind of assumed we would be with the Giants and the Dodgers and the way they spent. I mean, we're looking like a pretty darn good team. Our ERA is really what's letting us down, and the teams are starting to sort themselves out based on statistics. We're batting .267, which is slightly better than Giants, but they do have a better slugging percentage and an on-base percentage. The fielding is pretty much negligible. And then there we are in the final spot of the wild card, a half game up on the Cardinals, who we just gave Andrew McCutchen to. We've lost 7 in a row, so we had to shake something up. Hopefully that's what does it. Getting through, yeah, I'll stop simulating. I'll just take a look at the trade block with you guys to see if there's anybody that I can quickly craft a trade for, but really nobody's fitting our window. I mean, Alek Manoah's available? Are you serious? They've got him on the block. A potential, he's only a 76. Well, they did kind of nerf him quite a bit, but what would it take to get him? Gio Urshela, Adel Amador, Yanquiel Fernandez, Michael Toglia, Jonathan Daza, or German Marquez and Chris Stratton. Chris Stratton is our all-star. German Marquez, though, he expires after this year. This could be all right. They're definitely interested in 1-for-1 Manoah. The Blue Jays are 1-for-1 Manoah for German Marquez. I mean, German Marquez, $9.2 million. He is growing. He's pitching very poorly. Manoah's pitching poorly. He'll fit right in, right? So we're going to make this deal. We'll take Alek Manoah for German Marquez. Guys going on opposite directions of their career. So we'll take Alek Manoah 1-for-1 for German Marquez. Change of scenery, good for everybody. Alek Manoah, welcome to the Colorado Rockies. All right, I was not expecting to make that trade. I don't think there's another trade that I want to make here. I was looking for A potentials pretty much exclusively, and I'll take Alek Manoah. Absolutely, we'll take Alek Manoah, but looking at this, Kyle Chavez, 27, A potential, it's a scam. Taking a look here, though, transactions, what's happening. The Yankees have called up Oswald Peraza. Good for them. The Blue Jays have accepted. I realize that. Thank you. All right, and I know it's the trade deadline. We can take a look at contract extensions. And Ben Langston, absolutely. I'm going to give, I mean, do I give him a 10-year deal right now that he's 18 till he's 28? And it would be, oh, man, that's kind of expensive, but it's only going to get more expensive. I can kind of string him along, I guess. You know what? 5 years would get him till he's 23. He'd be insane at that point. I mean, like I said, I could give him a 10-year deal and just backload it. I mean, front load it. It would hurt quite a bit because he wouldn't be worth it. But I do believe I could give him. I'm willing to give him 5 years, 4 years. 4 years. He's probably going to ask for a ton of money. If he does live up to the pen. Is he going to ask for more than $23 million a year? Maybe. I mean, but he's probably going to be more worth it at that point, you know? So if I can get him for 4 years, I'll take 5 years. I'll take that one extra year, get him through arbitration. We're not going to buy any MLB or free agency years just yet, but this would get him through to the end of arbitration. I'll give him a 5 year, $16 million deal. Actually, can I give him 5 years at $15 million? $3 million a year? And can I backload it? I mean, what does it save me? It saves me $800,000 after this. So it saves me $800,000 Is it going to be worth it to backload it? I always have this debate in my head. No, I'll keep it the 3x3. Ian Anderson, Flexen, Matzek. I don't really want to give out any of these contract extensions just yet. But I feel like it's a really good deal for Ben Langston. To get him for 5 years at 3.3. Yeah, it may hurt us down the line, but, for now, it'll be great. And there we go. It's the last day to sign draft picks, contract extensions. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I'm going to go for any of those. Jorge Delboa Smith, Gilbraith, Sean Bouchard, Riley Pint. All right, so nobody that we really care about too much. Like I said, we've already signed all of our draft picks. And there we go. So we can go ahead, calendar, advance the day. A win there. Flaherty getting the win. Lucas Giolito continues to pitch so well. And now it's time to view our draft picks. Our number 1 overall draft pick, Charlie Morales at 6. We had him ranked as number 1. Were our scouts correct? They were absolutely correct. You always got to trust your scouts. 98 potential, 69 overall. This is a guy we should see very, very, very soon here in Colorado at 69 overall, A potential. This guy is going to just tear up the minors for a season, and then he's going to be ready to be called up. Giancarlo Madrid, lefty, who's already a 71 overall, looks like he might be a reliever. Reminds me of Tanner Houck, personally, with that average stamina. And the stats across the board are pretty good. Lefty as well. William Boone, 83 potential, but he's already a 68. Already a 63 is Drew Valley, who's got 80 potential. And Cole Lau is an 84. Phil Askew, a 47. And Nick Frederick, a 61. So Phil Askew's got the better potential. Nick Frederick's got the better overall. Take your pick. It is what it is. Arizona got William Kinder. So glad I didn't take him. Oh my God, 72 with 84 potential. Wow, they got a 97 Deacon Corley here? What round did they take this guy in? And I believe the other player went to St. Louis. Joe Kimball. Yeah, so 66, 88. Not too bad. Did anybody else get... Holy smokes, Chris Cairo, 55 and 98. Definitely, I would not say he's the best player in the draft, but he's pretty darn good. Carlton Griffin here, that player that went 2 overall through the Washington Nationals is pretty good. And they also got Larry Marcus, a pretty solid looking relief pitcher. Bernardo Gonzalez, 91. Arthur Gordon, he actually looks pretty good. As far as, oh wow, that's a big whiff there on that year from Seattle. Feels like our draft last year. And then Bernardo Gutierrez, who went number 1 overall, is a 68 with 89 potential. Interesting. They got some pretty good players, but are they, like I said, are they number 1 overall quality? Probably not. Taking a look at the actual potential. Just flipping through it. Wow, geez. The Guardians are going to be insane. Barney Lima, the pitcher here, A potential, like I said, 92. Wow, okay, not bad. Mike Lowell, nobody really jumping out as any better than Charlie Morales here. Our guy, 98 potential, 69 overall. Definitely making up for last year's just swing and a miss. We got plenty of players too that could come up and fill in, platoon players, good starters. They'll do a job, right? Hopefully we see a couple of these guys and pretty soon, right? Because the overalls are looking pretty good. 69, 71, 68, and then 63, 61, 61. It's not the greatest, but 69, 71. Once you get to 70, I can start looking at you as you're on the cusp, right? So we got 3 of those guys like that. That is huge. So we've made it to the September call-ups. I decided to call up, where are they? Junior Caminero, I called him up, and Lucas Gilbreth. I figured another closing pitcher, reliever wouldn't hurt. I always like to call up 1 pitcher, 1 outfielder. Junior Caminero is going to get the nod. He is the best non-MLBer right now. And it just made sense. Anthony Francisco, he's got a good bat, but I want to see what Junior Caminero can do, and I don't want to mess up his flow there in AAA, Francisco. So we're here for the September call-ups. We lose to Washington. Tyler Kinley takes the L. No huge games. We're a game and a half back of the Cardinals. We're also behind the Marlins and Giants, but it's really the Cardinals. The Padres series could be interesting to finish the season. So let's go ahead, get through the Cleveland series, see how we do, string some wins together, get swept there by LA, and now against San Diego, we're 1 game back of them. They are in a wild card position. This is huge. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to go game by game. we may go with the Alek Manoah versus Joe Musgrove game. We're going to lose that one. We're going to lose that one. We're going to lose that one. And it's probably, it's over. We lose that one, unfortunately. And we got swept by them. I was going to play one of them, but when I saw we lost 3 in a row, I mean, we're 3 games potentially away from being eliminated, but this is the kind of season I wanted. Are we eliminated? Are we eliminated? We're 3 games back of the Padres. I mean, I guess I could kind of play all of them and try to see if we can make something magical happen, but we lose to them. I figured that was going to be the case. We are eliminated. We were behind the Cardinals, and you know, we were, 3 games back? They were 84. We would have won that game. We would have been 82 to 84. I don't know about the tiebreakers or whatnot, but oh, look at that. The Argoats have won the EL Northeast Divisional Playoff Series. I will take that. And then Jack Flaherty is going to take the L on the final day, but we finish above 500 at 82 and 80. Oh, honestly, a good season. Year over year, we improved by a good amount. And guys, I feel really, really excited by the year over year growth. We added 10 wins in a single season. If we add another 10 wins, I feel like we'll be in a really good spot. So we checked off the yearly goal this year. We also, maybe next year, in our last year of our contract, we can make the postseason. And it looks like we have an award. The NL Rookie of the Year is Ben Langston. Maybe I should have given him a 10-year, $20 million deal. That might come back to bite me, but I'm not going to complain. Shohei wins oh my God, 64 home runs? He hit 64 home runs, 63, 64. Can I view like a record book? Is there a record book? No, there's not, is there? Oh no, there's no record book. League leaders, I guess. No, it's not going to show me. Dang it. All right, but the NL Rookie of the Month the NL Rookie of the Season goes to Ben Langston. Clifford Murdoch was up there too. He actually had a pretty decent season. And then, of course, in our division, it's Andy Pages. But Clifford Murdoch had a fair enough season. I mean, 4.11 ERA, home runs, and 167 RBIs. No wonder. No, that's his strikeouts. It's kind of funny. But Ben Langston batted .272 with 22 home runs and 70 RBIs, winning the award. And we can go through and show you guys the roster right now. Player statistics, Ben Langston winning the Rookie of the Year. But Josh Rojas was actually, wow, how did he have so many at-bats? 537? That's kind of crazy. 530. Was he starting down the stretch? Did they bench somebody for him? He's not on the bench. He's starting. He was the DH. Who did they bench? Gio Urshela, Jonathan Daza. I mean, I guess he just took one of the Ben Langston moved from DH to first, and we just kind of slotted in Josh Rojas. And he got all those at bats and did really, really well with them. Randall, we got cold down the stretch, which kind of sucks to see that's the reason. Elias Diaz, I think, probably does deserve another season with the team. Ryan McMahon continues to do Ryan McMahon things. Brendan Rodgers up to an 86. Holy smokes, where did he come from? I mean, I know he's got that A potential, but I swear he started the season at like a 81, 82, maybe a 78 even. Tovar's up to an 83. This is why you got to let these guys play. Zach Veen up to a 73, so he grew another point in this month. Wow, Joey Gallo up to an 85. I love to see that. Let's go through the stats, though. Take a closer look at how everyone did. Home run-wise, Joey Gallo only 27. That feels light to me. I mean, 27, he had 34 last year. Did improve the batting average. Didn't improve the OPS, but that's fine. He had a WAR of 4.6, which I will take. At bats per home run did drop off a little bit, but still great runs created. Brendan Rodgers with 26, Nolan Jones with 24, and Ben Langston with 22. Man, he is crazy. Ryan McMahon, Tovar, Grichuk, Rojas, Elias Diaz, the other guys with double digits, and then Zach Veen did hit one, so good for him. Josh Rojas led in batting average, which I love to see from my leadoff guy. He wasn't the best on base percentage, which is Joey Gallo. That discipline of 98, man, he walks, home runs, or strikes out. Josh Rojas, though, led in average. Jonathan Daza, like I said, with that contact, love to see that. Gio Urshela, brought him in for that reason. Brendan Rodgers at 280. Elias Diaz is at 281. I got to bring Elias Diaz back. Joey Gallo at 280, Langston at 272, Nolan Jones at 270, Grichuk. Okay, so really everybody was above 250, which I will absolutely take. The OPS, Joey Gallo's the only guy in the 900s. A good season there. Let's take a look at the WAR, who contributed the most to the winnings. It was Brendan Rodgers at second base, which I feel like is pretty hard to do as a second baseman who excels at hitting lefties. But Joey Gallo, Ryan McMahon, Josh Rojas. I mean, Josh Rojas at 3.1 as the DH. That's kind of crazy. I'll take it though, and it's certainly a lot better than it was last season. You know, with much more players, many more players over 2. Urshela, Tovar, Langston only 1.2, despite winning the Rookie of the Year, was 1.2 WAR. I guess DHing and first baseman it's kind of hard. Runs created certainly took a drop off. No longer having Chris Bryant in the 90s. Chris Bryant went to Atlanta? Let me take a look at him in Atlanta. How did he end up as far as runs created? Come on, there they are. The Braves. Thank you. Chris Bryant ended up with 83.9. Yeah, that contract, guys, is not getting any cheaper. 4 more seasons after this one. So I'm kind of glad we did end up moving on from him. It was one of those things. He creates runs. Could we have made the playoffs had we kept him? Maybe, but I thought it was the best thing for the future of this franchise to just get rid of all those guys on a ridiculous payroll that they don't deserve. Take a look now at the pitchers. Giolito went 13-8, but 203 innings pitched and a 3.06 ERA. 24 quality starts in 33 out of 33. That is, I mean, I was really hyped when we signed him because he just had such great stats year over year. And boy, did he improve when he came to us. The WAR went up, the Ks per 9 went up, and the FIP went down, which is what you like to see. Taking a look here, let's go to WAR. He added the most WAR. Clifford Murdoch, though, with the 2.6 WAR. So we have 2 quality starters. Chris Flexen with 1.5. I mean, he's totally fine. I'm certainly not complaining about him. He did have a much worse season. Jack Flaherty had improved. Okay, he's up to an 81. 8.5 million for another 2 seasons. ERC did go down. FIP went up. Listen, if he continues to grow, I'm not going to complain. Chris Stratton, who was our only all-star, again, our all-star players here, he is signed through next season, which is nice to see. 100 innings pitched from him, 2.77 ERA. Good Lord. He's killing it as our reliever. Justin Lawrence, Tyler Kinley, they did well. Anybody was poor. Alek Manoah was very poor. I wish I could separate this to his stats in Toronto versus his stats here, but he's got, he's arbitration eligible. We'll give him a smaller deal, but if he's anything like Jack Flaherty, maybe in a couple years he will be that guy. Ian Anderson also had a bad year and his potential dropped. No, that's not what we wanted to see. No, these are the 2 guys I took a swing on, trading away some players that, I mean, I'm not going to miss, but I would have liked to see at least one of them hit, but I mean, our draft picks are there. So honestly, guys, I'm really, really pumped for another good offseason, another offseason where we should attack it strategically. The question is, are the guys with potential ready to come up? I mean, obviously, we know Ben Langston's here, but John Cannon, probably not ready yet. He's got another year to go. Zach Veen, I am going to plan on playing him in the majors. Junior Caminero, I think I will also play him in the majors. We'll take a look here. Ian Anderson is going to pitch. Isaiah Cole, I think one more year. Once he gets into the 70s, we can talk. But I do think, with the, and then Francisco, ooh, yeah, I definitely want to see, I mean, plus 15 contact against lefties. Good Lord. Yeah, I definitely want to see him in the majors. So we do have some spots taken. As far as players on, expiring deals near the top here, not too many players. Clifford Murdoch, we're going to have to re-sign. Manoah, we'll have to make a decision on. Ian Anderson, I don't want to just get rid of him and lose him for nothing, but Josh Rojas, he was great, but I kind of want to make room for the youngsters. So you guys let me know. I'm not sure what I want to be doing here. Jonathan Daza, probably I'll let him walk to make room for more youngsters, like Anthony Francisco here. But anyway, guys, that's all the time I have for this one. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the offseason.
It's a free for all, before we fall. It's a free for all, before we fall.